everyone, Kelly here, and today is Friday the 26th, so it's the, the 5th day of the readathon. So I had my vlog for the first 4 days, and so I'm starting my weekend vlog for the reading rush, and I am only starting this at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Why not? But that's mostly because today has not really had any reading in it so far, other than I listened to a little bit of In a Dark, Dark Wood while I was in the shower. So I am at like chapter 9. So is that like 64 pages? Not very far yet. And that was all the reading I've done so far because, you know, I was doing stuff with the kids this morning. We were going and finding them a new pediatrician. And then while we were there, we went to a bigger library. I think I showed you in the last vlog the small library that's just like 9 minutes down the road. And then yesterday we went to the bigger library that is about 25 minutes away, and it's really nice kids area. I didn't vlog there, but yeah, it's really nice. And I got a library card from there, and then we had lunch, and then Bernadette and I have had a lot of like hard days. You know, I think I said in my last vlog, she's having a lot of tantrums, so I just felt like she and I needed some like fun time together, just the two of us, because I think sometimes I discipline more when Eliza's around because, you know, Bernadette is picking on her sister or whatever. So I was like, we just need to have some like mother-daughter fun time instead of time that she can get disciplined more. So I put Eliza to bed. My husband works from home, so he had the monitor, and Bernadette and I went to go get ice cream. I'll put a little picture of Bernadette with her ice cream because it's so adorable. She had ice cream everywhere. Like her entire outfit is like covered with ice cream now. But while we were at the ice cream place, my husband texted and was like, Eliza hasn't slept. So she didn't sleep the whole time. She actually just went down for her nap at 3 o'clock. So, and she had originally gone out at like 1 o'clock. But now they're both in their rooms for rest time. I don't know if Bernadette will actually nap, but I have a moment to myself. So I think I am going to read right now. So I don't know. I always keep saying I'm going to read Keeper of the Lost Cities, but I only seem to read like 2 chapters at a time of this. So yeah, I'll probably read my 2 chapters of this, and then I'll probably end up listening to my audiobook, maybe getting some stuff done. We'll see. Hey, so it is Friday evening, and I'm just too lazy to grab my tripod. It's like literally right there. But I just wanted to give you an update that the only reading I've done today is listening to In a Dark, Dark Wood. And I was doing that while I was doing some work around the house, getting ready for dinner on that. And so I'm halfway, and I have to say that I'm not liking it so far. You know, it's a thriller, and at this point, it being an adult thriller, it has a whole lot of high school drama for being an adult thriller. Now, I occasionally read YA, and that's fine. I expect there to be like kind of teen drama, melodrama in a YA novel, but not in an adult thriller, because basically the plot of this, now that I actually know what it's about, is this group of ladies is at a hen night, so a bachelorette party, and the main character that we're following, Nora, she hasn't seen the bride for 10 years, and so she's not really quite sure why she was invited, but they used to be best friends like back in high school or whatever, but have lost contact. Something happened that we don't know about yet, but she keeps referring to why she left town and that she hasn't contacted anybody from town in those 10 years. So now they're at this hen party, and it's just like, yeah, all this drama of like why they haven't been talking anymore, drama with the groom, because the groom is also like involved in this drama of like she used to date the groom, blah blah blah. And I'm like, you guys are like, I'm assuming they're in their upper 20s, close to 30, right? Because if they haven't seen each other for 10 years and they went to high school to each other, they should probably be around 28, 29 at this point. And I'm like, you have way too much drama to be at this age, and like, why would it matter if this girl is marrying somebody you dated in high school? That was 10 years ago. Let's all grow up and move on. Hey everyone, it is Saturday morning, and we are getting ready to go into town to go to the farmer's market and also to UPS. I don't know if you can see in the back. We have like 6, this is horrible lighting, sorry. We have like 6 different packages to take to UPS, so it's gonna be a big trip there. And so not really any reading doing this morning, but maybe this afternoon while I'm doing some work around the house and the kids are asleep. So we are back from our trip to farmer's market, UPS store. There was a little festival in town, so we checked that out. We had lunch, tried a new spot. Now we're home. And do you ever get that like feeling when there's so much to do and you have no idea where to start, and so then you just end up doing nothing? I'm having one of those moments. Like, John's like, I'm sure you have a list of things. I'll take Bernadette outside to do something. Eliza's down for a nap. You could just do whatever you need to do in the house. I don't know what to start with. I don't even know. I mean, I guess I could start getting their playroom ready. I'm just feeling like I don't know what to do. But whatever I decide to do when I finally get off my bottom and like start doing things, I'll probably be listening to this. Though I'm at the point where I really want to DNF, but it seems silly because I'm like so far. And it's hard for me to DNF thrillers because I just want to know the solution. But I'm getting really tired of this drama that I was talking about. Like, I just really don't like this book so far. So I've decided what I'm going to do. I took a moment to calm down, thought about what I want to get done, and I do want to finish the playroom before my mom comes to visit in a couple days. So we have a place to put all the toys, because right now they're all over the living room. Like, I'll show you, like, it's ridiculous. There are toys everywhere. So this is the current state of the living room. And our living room is not big, and this is even without furniture. So that's why we have this little playroom over here. So this room is gonna be their playroom. All right, it is Saturday afternoon, and I just finished listening to In a Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. And I pretty much hated it. Like, yeah, I'm gonna give it 2 stars because I don't think it was like, there was nothing like offensive or whatever. It just was not good, I wouldn't say. And I personally didn't find it that entertaining either. Like, 'cause sometimes you can have a thriller that is like really obvious and stuff like that, but it's still just kind of like fun to listen to or read. But for me, it wasn't even fun because of all that like high school melodrama in adulthood. And I guess that's just one of the things I just really can't stand in books. I don't mind high school drama in a high school book, but I really just can't take high school drama when you are a full-fledged adult. Hopefully my next read will be better. And so that was for an author's debut novel. The only 2 ones that I have left, other than watching the movie, I still have to watch the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society movie, which I might do tonight because it's been a long day of productivity. But the only other 2 that I have to do is a title with 5 words, and I don't have to necessarily do another book for that because this one has 5 words in the title. The Guernsey Literary, blah, 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 that obviously has like 1,000,000 words in that title. So I've accomplished that one. So then the only other one I have to do is read a book I meant to read last year. And the one I had for that, it's over there, I'm not gonna get it, is The Red Notebook, and it's only like 100 some pages long. So that one I can definitely finish in a day. And then I just need to finish Keeper of the Lost Cities as my non-human main character. I don't know if that's gonna happen because it's like a 500-page book and I'm only at a little after page 100, and I've been reading it since Monday, so that might not happen, but you know, it's okay. I've at least attempted all of them if I read the Red Notebook, and I'm okay with that. And let me show you some of the things that we've been doing this afternoon. Feeling very productive. First of all, this is the playroom so far. So I put up the curtains to make it look more like the kid area. This is a tent that I had made, I think last Christmas for my daughter. So I made this whole thing, you know, isn't that exciting? So I sewed that together, made this cool little tent. It even has like windows and stuff. And so we threw like some stuffed animals in there. And there are lights, but they're not working right now after the move, so we'll have to fix them. There are lights inside. And then we moved the changing station to in here, and then started getting toys out, and then Eliza woke up. So there are more toys to come in, but that has gotten started. I did 2 more of these chairs. We had 2 done a couple weeks ago. We bought 2 other ones. They were broken, so that was part of the return to UPS. was the broken chairs, and then I finally put together the good chairs last night so that I could have the boxes. And so then the last thing, we had to move the desk because my husband got up on the ladder and he put this quilt up there. I guess it's better if you see it from more of a distance. So that was kind of scary, so I basically just held the ladder while he put that up there. Hello, so it is evening time and my husband is putting Eliza to bed, so B and I are just hanging out here. She's getting water, playtime with the hose and everything. It's been chilly the last few days, so today's the first day that she's really been able to do water in a while. So while she does that, I brought out the red notebook, so I'm hoping to start this, and you never know, I might finish this because this is actually only 150 pages. Good morning. It is day 7, last day of the reading rush, and I woke up this morning really early because my husband has to spend all day helping some friends build a playground. So I woke up really early to get ready to be with kids, and as soon as they woke up, yay! They're happily playing in the playroom. They've already gotten a bunch of stuff out, but they are loving it. They went straight here as soon as they got up. And the first time they saw it, and they were loving it. So that's exciting that they're enjoying that. And I was able to actually do the dishes, because the sink is right here. Do the dishes while watching them and not have them climbing into the dishwasher and stuff like that. It was great. This is gonna work out perfectly. Yeah, so you never know. When my husband is gone most of the day, sometimes that means a lot of reading because the kids can just kind of do their thing and I could sit with them and read, or that could mean that everything's a little crazy and I have to focus just on them. I also have to do some paperwork for my daughter's preschool, so maybe I'll start off with that and then do a little reading later. I'm filling out this paperwork for my daughter's preschool, and I come to this custody information sheet, which I don't have to fill out because I think it's for families that are divorced or separated and things like that, because it's saying who has custody of the children, where they reside, all that stuff. But I'm pretty disappointed by the way this form is written. Let me just show you. So like I said, I don't have to fill this out, but I read it because I want to make sure, and it just bothers me that they put biological parents here. And I understand that because it's the custody, they're trying to separate the biological parents from the step family. But I have a problem with that because if my husband and I ever got divorced, which we're not, but if we did and we had to fill out a form like this, we are not the biological parents, but we are the legal guardians. It just disappoints me that in this day and age that they would put biological parents instead of legal guardian on there. And obviously sometimes the step parents would be the legal guardian, so they're trying to differentiate. But still, as adoptive parents, we are still the parents of this child. Her birth parents, the biological parents, do not have guardianship. So it just bothers me that in 2019 a form would say that. Alright everyone, so it is afternoon, 3 o'clock-ish on Sunday, and I think I said earlier that when my husband's gone, it could go one or two ways, that either I could get a lot of reading done if my kids just play nicely together, or I could get no reading done if things are a little harder or if they want me to play with them. Well, it turned out to be the latter, so it wasn't necessarily because of fussiness or anything like that. They just really wanted me to play with them, which is fine. Some days they just want to do their own thing, and other times they want adults to join in. So now it's rest time for both of them, and I'm probably going to read. But first, I wanted to show you guys, I also did a little cleaning over the last day, getting rid of some stuff, putting things on my bookshelves so I have all my books together, and I'm getting rid of a stack of books. And I'm not going to be taking them to the bookstore until Tuesday, so that won't be part of the vlog. So I thought I would just show you, do a little unhaul right now, so you guys can see what I'm getting rid of. So first of all, I'm getting rid of Jodi Picoult, Leaving Time. I have not read this book, and I gotten it, I think, for like 25 cents at a library sale. And I just haven't read any of her books in years, and I just have no desire to pick this up anytime soon. And it's a hardcover, and if you've been with me for a while, you know I prefer paperbacks, so there's no reason to keep holding on to this if I'm not in the mood to read it and I don't like the paperbacks or the hardbacks on my shelf. And then I have a couple books I have read and just didn't like lately, and that was The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. I just didn't love this. I think I gave it 2 stars. And the other one I'm sad about is the second Princess Academy book by Shannon Hale. I love Shannon Hale, I love Princess Academy, but this second book, I just didn't like it. And the next one is another Jodi Picoult, The 10th Circle. I did start this like a couple years ago, and I don't know how far I got, not very far. And I just didn't get sucked into it. And that's when I was like, oh, I don't think I like her writing anymore. Like, it just doesn't suck me in like it used to. I just have different preferences now. So I'm going to get rid of this. I have kept a few of hers. I think I still have 3 of her books, but I'm getting rid of these 2 that I have. And then I have a couple classics. I have Frankenstein and The Time Machine. I have read The Time Machine and I really liked it, but I just don't like these versions. I got these like super cheap, probably at some place like Walmart a long time ago, like I think I was in college. And I just don't like the way they look on the shelf because they're shorter than all, like shorter this way, widthwise, than all of my other books. So they like kind of sink into the bookshelf and it bothers me. So if I ever do want to get another Time Machine, since I like this, I'll just get a standard trade paperback. And if I want, same thing with Frankenstein, if I decide to read it. So I just don't want those specific copies. And the next is The Only Thing Worse Than Me Is You by Lily Anderson. I have read this. I liked it okay. I think I gave it 3 stars, 3.5. And it was cute book because it's like a retelling of Much Ado About Nothing. So that was fun because I love that play. But it's a hardback, and I just don't think it's going to be one that I revisit again and again and again. So there's no reason to fill up my shelf with it. And then the next one is If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. And I actually really like this one. I think I gave it a 4.5 or a 5. I really enjoyed it, but it's the kind of book that once you know the ending, I don't know, I just think I would ever reread it. I would suggest it though, if you like Shakespeare especially. I thought it was fun to read. And then I have a bunch of mass market paperbacks. Not all these are facing the right way. And I just also have decided I don't want to keep mass market paperbacks. Some I have read and some I haven't. Like The Three Musketeers, I really want to read this book. But this mass market one is so tiny little words. I started this one, and it's just so hard to read it like this that I'm probably going to get either a bigger version from the library or an ebook version, because this one is just too small of writing. Heart of Darkness, this is my version from high school. It might even, nope, it doesn't have my name in it, but this I've owned since I was a junior in high school, and I just don't think I'll ever reread it as an adult because I've heard such like horrible things from people that have read it as an adult. And then I have another Alexandra Dumas. I have Man in the Iron Mask, and this is another case of it being a huge book with tiny, tiny font. I do want to read these 2 books because, I don't know, they just seem like great stories because I love the movie versions, and I think I'll really enjoy them. I just don't want to read them in mass market paperback. I have this like horrible White Fang version from Walmart that I got a long time ago. Not keeping that version. The Pearl by John Steinbeck. I'm actually kind of sad to get rid of this one because this is one I've had since I was, gosh, I think I was in elementary school when I read this the first time, and I've read this specific copy several times, but once again, I just don't think I need the mass market paperback version. Yeah, there's just no reason. And then The Light in the Forest I've also had since I was a kid, but I haven't, yeah, it has my main name in there. So it must be from when I was a kid, and I have not read it. And I just, now that I'm an adult and in a time where, you know, the way we approach American Indians and all that stuff is a lot different than in the like 70s or whatever when this was written. So what is this written in? Oh, I guess it was written in the 50s. I didn't even know that. But yeah, obviously the way we approach that relationship's a lot different, so I kind of feel like this might be offensive to read it now, so I'm just not going to. And then a couple more that I've read that I like, but I just don't want the mass market paperback, The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks. I'm not so much a fan of Nicholas Sparks anymore, but this was the copy that I read in high school, and I really loved this book. I read it several times when I was in high school, but you can get these for like 10 cents at the thrift store, because like everybody has a copy of The Notebook. So I'm pretty sure I can find a trade paperback someday if I really want to read it again. And then I have The Blue Castle by L.M. Montgomery. I read this last year. I thought it was a sweet story, but I kind of don't think I'll read it again. Like, it just seems like one of those that it was really nice to read once, but I would like to continue on to her other stories and not revisit this one. Yeah. And then I just have this is a book that was given to me when spiritual but not religious is not enough. When I was working at a church, I had somebody just give this to me, and that was like 5 years ago, and I've never even picked it up, so I don't think I'm going to. And then I have 2 cookbooks that I don't have a bread machine anymore, and I don't eat vegan anymore. And plus I hate cookbooks that don't have pictures, so yeah. I'm getting rid of any cookbooks I have that don't have pictures. So those are the books that I am getting rid of. And it sounded like my youngest daughter just woke up right after I put my oldest daughter to bed. So maybe there will be no reading today. We'll see. Hey, so I was right. Eliza did wake up. And so no reading happening this afternoon. But I did want to show you really quick the downstairs of our house. I want to give you a tour of the whole house. The upstairs is pretty messy, blah, stuff everywhere, but the first floor is pretty much as good as it's gonna get right now. There's still like a lot of unfinished stuff, but figured I would show you the first glimpse of our new house. So this is the front door, and so when you come in, the living room's to the right, and that is a working fireplace. We just have to do some work on it before the winter, and then we're ordering furniture obviously still. And then, so this is all open. We've got the dining room area on this side. We just bought the chandelier and put it up because the chandelier they had was just like one glowing ball, and it was the like dimmest thing ever. I just couldn't believe that they would pick that. And then into our kitchen. So that first door is the door to the basement, which I'm not going to show you because it's all boxes. Then the pantry. And so this is our kitchen. It's lovely because we had a galley kitchen the last place, so now we have this nice island. And all this junk on the other side, that's all stuff my husband has to go through. He just, you know, he's gone all day, so he hasn't had time. So a lot of prep room, still more paperwork and things we have to get rid of. Coffee area, a second little sink. So this house used to be a galley kitchen with mini, like a small half bath over here. So when they remodeled, they kept the sink, I guess, to have an extra like hand washing sink or something. And then backyard, like you could see into our backyard where our porch is, that we'll eventually have a dining table there. So yeah, so that's the kitchen. And then, as I showed you earlier, the playroom that they have toys all over now. So that is the main living area. And if you come this way through the dining room, that's the coat closet. I'm not going to show you that because it's a mess. And then you come into our bedroom. So right when you go in, I didn't turn the light on here, that here are my unread books. And I'm not sure if I'm going to film in this spot because it's like right underneath these harsh lights, but I don't know. I might find just another area. Maybe I'll do it in front of the fireplace. Those are all nonfiction books. They did not fit on this shelf, so I had to figure out where to put those. Our room's a mess, so just forgive it because that's where we put everything. So our bedroom, it does fit our king size bed and our huge furniture. I haven't put it all in its place because our bed frame actually is missing a piece. So we can't actually put that's the footboard. We can't actually put that together until we get a new bracket to put it together. And also the mirror over there is like the mirror that goes over my dresser, and the mirror popped out while we were moving. So the bedroom is definitely not finished. We've got a walk-in closet where Eliza sleeps right now, and a bathroom that Eliza's showing off, and then more books, stuff I have to find a place to put. Well, I took a look upstairs, and it's pretty much as good as it's gonna get. So I figured I'll just show you. Why not? So as you walk up the stairs, at this little landing at the staircase is the children's bookcase, and then like this top shelf is like kind of middle grade books that they're not ready for. So at the top here we have the bathroom in the middle, and that's the kids' bathroom, and then the rooms on each side. So this side is Eliza's room. Not much happening in here because since we don't have air, Eliza is not sleeping up here, she's sleeping in our bedroom. There is a portable air conditioner we borrowed, but it's not working, so she's just gonna stay in our room until we get central air. And then here's Bernadette's room. So hers is all set up. I'll show you why she can be in her room. So there's her room, nice and ready for her. And then we have an apartment through here. So we keep the door open to the apartment and have an air conditioner in the apartment. And so this will be like guest quarters and my husband's office. This is a complete mess. And that's because he's still unpacking all of his office stuff, and then he will clean this up. He's gonna clean it up tonight actually because my parents are coming to stay tomorrow. And so we've got a full kitchen in here, including like oven, stove, and fridge and everything. And then that's where he works. This is actually a table my dad made for us as a home, what's that called? When you get housewarming gift. So he did all the like work on this, like the inlay and all that. So that's lovely. So we'll get to play chess and checkers and things like that. That we're keeping up here so the kids don't ruin it. So yeah, that's where my husband works. And then this is the like guest bedroom. So there is an air conditioner in here so that it can keep Bernadette's room cool. And then these are all my like read books. I'm keeping them up here so guests could use them. I get rid of a lot of books after I read them, and this is also the non-series books. So my series I'm going to keep down in my room. So yeah, that's our room. Hopefully this apartment will look much nicer by tomorrow when my parents get here. And we will work on that tonight after the kids go to bed. So that's our whole house. So you've seen the tour, you've seen it all. Okay, so update. I have finished my 5th book. I finished The Red Notebook by Antoine Lorraine, and this is a short one, but this has been on my TBR for over a year. I'm pretty sure it was on my Booktubeathon TBR last year, so finally read it. And this is, obviously it's short, so I don't give you a lot, but it's basically Sleepless in Seattle, but in France. So this man, Laurent, he finds this purse on top of a trash can. He assumes it was like somebody stole this purse and then left it, and so he wants to return it to the owner. So he's like going through it, and inside there's a red notebook with this woman's like thoughts, so kind of like a diary. And he just kind of takes all the things in the purse and tries to put it together to find this person, because through all of her thoughts and the things she has, she seems like somebody he wants to meet. So you see how it's similar to Sleepless in Seattle. And the thing is that I didn't really like Sleepless in Seattle. And don't hate me. I know I'm like one of those rare people that does not find Sleepless in Seattle romantic, but like, it's like they fell in love, but they didn't actually know each other. They just think they know each other from like, I don't know, from superficial things. That's what it feels like to me. Like both this, like falling in love or like with somebody based on their possessions, just, it doesn't feel genuine to me. I know I'm kind of in the minority. A lot of people think it's really charming. And so if you liked Sleepless in Seattle and you like that kind of setup, then I think you would find this cute. Like there's nothing wrong with the writing or whatever. But that just story, I mean, I know I picked it up knowing that premise, and if it had just been maybe like him looking through the notebook and all that stuff, but more happens that gets more stalkerish in my opinion, and kind of crosses the line between like, I'm a normal person trying to return this purse into creepy level, in my opinion. So 3 stars. I'm gonna pass this on in my Unhaul that I mentioned earlier. I'm gonna stick this in with those other books. Also in A Dark Dark Wood, I'm also getting rid of that book, so that will be in that Unhaul as well when I go to the bookstore on Tuesday. Yeah, so it is already 10 o'clock and it's late, but I'm not really tired because I had 2 things of caffeine today. because I knew I was gonna be home alone with the kids like all day. My husband didn't come home till like 6:30 or something. So all day with the kids on a Sunday, when I wasn't fully expecting to do the whole day. And so I did drink extra caffeine, so I'm not tired. So I think because I want to at least like accomplish one more thing, I know I'm not going to be able to read 400 pages of this by the end. It might be 350, but still, I know I'm not going to finish that in the 2 hours. So I think I'm going to try to watch the movie of the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. So I watched the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society movie last night, and I have to say, if you put the book and the movie together, it's a 5-star experience for me, because the things that the book was lacking, the movie had, so it worked together. So goods and bads. The bad is that the movie definitely doesn't have all the charm of the characters like the book did. Like the book really dives into all of these characters in the literary society and their little quirks, and like you feel like you really know them, and that their group you could like just you could just sit in with their society and know who's who. But the movie kind of skimmed over that. The movie very much focused on the romance, where the book is not focused on the romance. It's kind of like about the whole experience of Guernsey society and all these people and their lives. And so that was negative, especially her relationship with her friend Sydney, her best friend. He was barely in the movie, so that one was such a prominent feature in the book, and it was definitely not in the movie. But good part was that the thing that made the book less than 5 stars for me was that I didn't really connect to the romance, because since it was written in letters, you feel like you're kind of distant. You're not really feeling that romantic tension between the two people, because it's all just like what they're saying, and they're saying to other people, so they're not going to necessarily say their deepest thoughts about how they feel about the other person or whatever. So I did feel a disconnect in the romance, which obviously in a movie you can really play up the romance, and I loved the romance in the movie. So I would say if you put the two together, it was 5 stars to me. So I'm glad that I watched it. I'm glad that I have both and I can just meld it in my mind. I also have to say that like I did the mid-year book freakout tag a little while ago, and I said I did not have a book crush this year. Well, I know it's the second half of the year, but I have a book crush now. It is Dawsey Adams. Loved him, like poor British farmer who's kind and generous, good and loyal to his friends and the people around him. That's my ideal love interest. And when I think back, last year when I did the mid-year book freakout tag, I said my fictional crush was Stephen from I Captured the Castle by Jodie Smith, and they're pretty much like the same character. Another poor British farmer who is so loyal to the main protagonist and kind and generous. So if you have any recommendations for books that might and they also both take place in like the 1930s, 1940s. So if you have book recommendations of books that have a love interest romance, kind of charming British small town books with a poor British farmer in them, but not like smutty books. I don't want like that kind of thing. I want like the charming, cutesy romance that these were. They weren't like, you know, to that level of like full-on romance. It was more about the charm and the character. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. And those are my thoughts. Reading rush is over. I read 5 books. I did all but finished one of the prompts. I did not finish Keeper of the Lost Cities, even though I started it on Monday. But I will finish it. I am enjoying it. It was just a very thick, it's like a 500-page book. That was a little too ambitious for a readathon. So those are all my thoughts. I hope you had a good readathon and a good week. Bye.